and we're going to jump right on in here and talk about Luna a little bit. Luna is a character a lot of people are kind of hot and cold on because she's a bit different. We'll talk about the gameplay on Luna here in a moment. But before we do, let's talk about her build. All right, the build that we're looking at today is Noise Surge, a Noise Surge build, or kind of a mobbing build, if you will. And certainly there's been a lot of other people cover her builds, but Noise Surge I think is a pretty good mod for her. It takes her second, third, and fourth abilities and turns them into damaging abilities. So dealing damage to nearby enemies. Right. So you can cycle those and do damage using Exciting Surge as her second ability, Relaxing Surge as her third ability, and Cheerful Surge as her fourth ability. These all stack when you're using the ability, so it progressively does more and more damage until she gets on her little scooter and runs around and does even more damage. Once you hit that. Focusing on this build is on range. So we are trying to get as much range as we can. The radius here is 12.9. We are also focusing on critical hit damage, right? And so critical hit rate is important here. We're at 92.3% with the mods, but we're also using a gear set that's going to give us that, or a component set that's going to give us more than we need. All right, so the reality is 95% is the max you really need, because every character in the game has about 5% resistance to critical hit. So 95% is kind of where you want to be, at or below or somewhere around. Critical hit damage is something we want more of, so we've spec'd into that with skill concentration to start with, gives us 115%, and then front lines gives us another 64% with the critical hit rate as well. And then we have emergency measures, which gives us 27.7% critical hit damage, and then also the 24.6 critical hit rate. So that pushes us up to that 92.3% that you're seeing there. Max power gives us additional skill power modifier of 96.1% and more cooldown. Increased HP because we want health, gives us 218%. And then Iron Defense gives us both defense and skill power modifier of 12.7%. So we're using multi-talented. This gives us, the benefit of her singular skills. All of her singular skills gives us a 15% power and range modifier. So we get more range and more power when we trigger those skills. It lasts for about 5 seconds. So you can see that all of these are singular skills. So that's going to be very important. Battle of Stamina gives us more HP and more skill duration. Duration's not really a big help for us, but we get lowered skill cost and more range from Frugal Mindset, and we talked about that. Talked about multi-talented already, and then skill effect range 92.3%, giving us more range, right? So that's the build in general, and so coupling that with Reactor. This isn't the best Reactor. I wish I had a Peacemaker Reactor for her. I think the Peacemaker would be the play here. It would give her a boost to her damage. But at the moment, this is where we're at. So we have Enduring Legacy with a non-attribute singular skill boost with singular skill power boost ratio and tech skill power boost ratio. So if you're wondering, why tech? Oh, what am I doing? Pushing the wrong button. Wondering why tech? Her gun is tech, so it gives you kind of the benefit of having the gun as tech, and then she's non-attribute obviously, and everything else is singular. Is tech the best play? I don't know. If you're using the gun, it's helpful, but I think you might be better off with having skill effect range or skill range. That would be a benefit to you. Maybe critical hit damage. Anything like that would be beneficial. Gear set wise. It's kind of got mixed feelings about this. We got skill critical hit rate, so we're well over the 95% now because we have 18% on here, and then we have skill power and increase in skill cost reduction with this gear set. This is the Battle Aesthetics gear set. It's not a perfect roll on these. Obviously, we're getting an increase in HP, MP recovery out of combat, max MP. shield recovery out of combat, and then MP recovery modifier with the search thing doesn't really help us any. Max shield and equipment drop. So these aren't really necessarily min-maxed gear sets, but they are better than some of the others that we might use for her. So I was really looking for what would be a good set for her, and this really I kind of settled on this. I'll take suggestions if somebody wants to put something in the comments. Certainly, I think this is very important. Anyway, at this point, if you like the content so far, don't forget to like and subscribe or follow. We're going to jump right in now without any breaks, so that you can see us go through a 400% disrupt invasion. We've done this with her before. You may have seen the previous video, but I neglected to go over the build, so I thought I would do it again with a build discussion. So, Jim, you ready to jump on in here?
Yep.
All right, here we go, NJ. We'll do another one of these Magister Labs. Let's start public. So the thing to remember here is when we're using her, we activate with the gun. So whatever you have that bound to, you activate the gun, and then from there on, unless you're needing to shoot something, you're really focusing on doing group damage by activating your second, third, and fourth ability with the rhythm. So you're pushing that button or that with the rhythm. Whatever you have a keybind, whatever your keybinds are. So you can see, and if you miss, like I just did then you can just cycle to the next one. So cooldown isn't really that important on this build for that reason. And somebody's already down. Oh, there we go. Taking a dirt nap. I thought you already got some rest.
No, nobody was behind me. Nobody decided to move at the same time as I did.
So again, you can cycle these notes into the different abilities, and that way you're ramping up your power the whole time. So the more of those you do, the more you cycle through the different ones, and the more damage you can get from the build.
There's two of us down now.
Alright, I'm coming. At least it wasn't me, Hey, it wasn't. Oh, somebody's getting you up already.
Yep.
As I demonstrated on my previous runs before NJ was back, particularly the solo run, this is challenging when you're solo, mainly because these bosses are generally not easily killed by this ability, and unlike Glay, where you can just pick up a gun and keep shooting, it's a lot harder to get in and out of your activity. You lose your cooldown, so you could use your first ability, and then but you got to shoot with the beat again. If you miss the beat, it'll reset your skill and mess up your cooldown. And you can tell when that's happening because your MP bar will start to decline. So let's keep an eye on that when you're playing it. Let me just clear out some of this inventory. I don't have any space. There we go. Better. There we go. Now obviously you could just come in here and be support You know, if you didn't want to do this and you just wanted to be a support person, you could certainly switch your build around and support, but you can see the damage that she's doing. It's not as crazy as Freyna, obviously. But I don't think anything is at the moment.
Oh, nice. Oh, am I on a different build? Oh, shit.
What build are you on?
I don't know.
What character are you on? I don't even really pay attention. You're
On
on Glay, yeah.
Glay. Yeah. But I'm picking up the blood. So I don't know what I've done. I think I've went and moved this to a strong build.
I'm stuck.
You sure are.
She got on her scooter and she got stuck. Alright.
Oh. Sorry for the language, people.
Looks like he's got you up though.
Yeah, it took two of them.
Zap. Ah, I knew it. Anyway, I think she's a fun character. You know, it's kind of like playing Guitar Hero though. So if you're not into that, if you don't want to, you know, hit the buttons to the beat, then you know it's gonna be old for you. And so that's why I think people kind of run hot and cold with her. But personally, I think she's a fun character. She adds a different element to the game, so you know, gets changed when you've been playing this game for over 1,000 hours. It gives you something different to experience. So I've enjoyed it. But I think they're another one's down. But her support build's pretty good too, and I mean that, you know, it's certainly there's no arguing that you know, she can come into a boss fight and really boost the damage that a Lepic or you know, any other character can do. So you know, I think it just it depends on the mix, obviously. You know, it doesn't do any good if you load into a lobby of Ajaxes, but does do good if you get some boss fighting going on with some serious DPS from one of the characters. Obviously, that's not going to be you know, one of the gluttonies or the. Well, I guess gluttony could be beneficial, but say more with Deathstalker, that would be something you'd want to avoid. But you can see I've been able to hold my own. I don't know how many times I've died, but it hasn't been excessive, and certainly, oops. So I can sit here and take the balls out. You see them ticking away.
This'll be fun. Change the beat. Great. Great.
There we go. She's no bunny, and oops, messed that up. no Bunny and she's no Freyna, but you know, she's good fun and adds a different challenge to it. I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but the music I'm definitely not a fan of. I think it's, I wish they would come up with some different tunes for her. But I did get some comments from one of the subscribers basically explaining that it wasn't possible to have just any song because they have it hard coded to the. Oh, I'm gonna die! Look out! Look out! Oh, there we go. They have it hard coded to the beats, so you'd have to have a song with the same beats. So that makes it interesting.
This is getting ridiculous.
What's happened to you, man? How come you keep dying?
Because I'm on a boss build, I think,
Everything I can do yet.
and I'm not on my mobbing build. I was.
Trouble.
Oh man, hang on. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I'm too young to die. Oh jeez.
Ajax, why'd you not put a shield up?
Roll and dodge, roll and dodge. He heard you.
Yep.
He put one up that time. All right. Didn't we have 4 of us at one point? Or no?
Yeah, we did.
Your favorite thing happened then.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
lost patience and
Yeah.
left. This is not a very effective way of. Nice.
Good for that.
What's that?
That was painful.
Yeah, it wasn't as
See, when you're on the wrong build, you're like, oh no, just want to get out of here. want to be here anymore.
All right. So she did 111 million total damage. So that's not terrible. You know,
No, that's really good.
not terrible. Not Freyna, but not terrible.